We all know that forgiveness is the key to your freedom. And when you forgive someone, you're not setting the other person free, but you're setting yourself free. But how to trust again without pretending that it didn't hurt? How to truly forgive, not just with your words, but with your entire being? You see, most of the time, when we get betrayed, when we get hurt not by a stranger, but by the ones who are supposed to love us the most. And so let's begin with the real truth that nobody says out loud. If you have been betrayed repeatedly, especially by the ones who were supposed to love you, protect you, or raise you, your body doesn't forget. Your mind might try to rationalize, to move on, even understand, but your nervous system, it becomes a full-time bodyguard. It doesn't just remember what happened, but it assumes it will happen again. So what actually happens in the body for real is that when the betrayal is repeated, it could be like the same person or different people, your body enters in a state of hypervigilance. That's like pure survival, right? In your body, it might look like your brain, you're always on alert. Even like when things are too calm, that feels weird. So you can never relax. You're always anxious. You're always tense. That could also be in you start a conflict because you must be in control. You self-sabotage because you must be in control. This could also affect your sleep patterns. It could affect definitely your health. I'm not giving any medical advice, but it could also, so many people, especially women, developed an autoimmune disorder. Why is that? Because your body needs to self-destruct before anybody else has the chance to. Just sit with there. I'm not saying this is the truth. Like I said, I'm not giving any medical advice here, but your body will make sure protects you before anybody else has the chance to destroy you again. You might not be in danger anymore, but your body doesn't know that because it had to learn that love is not safe, rest is not earned, and to trust is not something that you can, it's not reliable. But here's the truth. If your body learned to protect you through hypervigilance, it can also learn to protect you through self-trust, through your wings instead of your armor. When a bird lands a branch in a tree, it doesn't worry if that branch will break, but it trusts its ability to fly away if it has to. So forgiveness begins there. Not always in the mind, because you can try to reframe the story, you can forgive with your mind, but your body needs to be on board with it. Your body, your nervous system needs to be, I no longer need this pain to keep me safe. So there are two ways that you can trust in your ability to fly. You can be the bird or you can be the butterfly. When you're the bird, how does a bird learn how to fly? It flaps its wings, it fails, it falls, and it learns. It doesn't wait for being fully ready to fly. It practices trust, even when it fails. Even when the branch breaks, the bird doesn't panic. Why? Because the trust is not in the branch, but it is on its own wings. Now, your ability to trust could also come through a butterfly. Me and my kids here in Hawaii, we have a neighbor that she has the monarch crown flower, whatever that name is, but we collected what is the name? Ooh, the lava, or not lava, my goodness, the English. We collected you guys know what I'm talking about, before, caterpillars, goodness, the caterpillars. We collected the caterpillars, and it's amazing. It's such a beautiful transformation to watch the tiny, tiny little caterpillar that is smaller than a grain of rice, that is eating the leaf, and it grows so fast. And so it turns into a cocoon, and then once the butterfly is ready to come out of the cocoon, it releases a liquid, and it breaks out of the cocoon, and it flaps its wing for however many hours to dry it up from that liquid, and also to bring another liquid inside of the wings for it to be ready to fly. So in contrast with the bird, the butterfly doesn't have to learn how to fly through repetition, through practice. The butterfly just remembers its ability to fly. So the butterfly dissolves inside a cocoon and loses every known shape of that caterpillar. And when she emerges out of that cocoon, she doesn't hope that she can fly. It just trusts that it comes from the inner knowing. And so I think the more you awaken to the truth and the more you raise your consciousness, the more you see the bigger picture that you have an inner ability to fly, regardless of what other people have done to you in the past. But why it's important to mention why forgiveness feels so difficult after trauma, after big events, right? Here's the thing that nobody tells you: not forgiving has a payoff, a subconscious payoff. It keeps you emotionally loyal to the version of you who wasn't protected. So your pain, your inability to forgive, to truly forgive, means that if you let go, I am betraying myself, because it means that it never matters. That pain that I went through, it never mattered. If I forgive, I'm gonna get hurt again. If I move on, I dishonor what I had to go through. And so you grip on the story, on the pain, not because you want to revenge consciously, but because subconsciously the pain is your last proof that it mattered. So that's how your nervous system works with your subconscious mind, and it's saying like, hey, I'm still here, I still remember, and I won't let this happen again. But that loop, that contract that you formed, was signed by that version of you who was trying to survive, who needed to survive. And so you formed this identity through what you had to survive. But now you have to understand that you are allowed to evolve beyond that. And so the real question isn't how can I forgive, but it is how can I feel safe in my body, that I no longer need the betrayal to make sense of my story. Because when you trust your wings, you no longer depend on the branch, right? When you trust your ability to fly, you no longer depend on your story. You no longer depend on not forgiving. You no longer make peace with the past to feel free. You make peace within. And that is forgiveness. Not to release other people, but to release yourself, to set yourself free, to reset your nervous system from the job of holding pain to stay in alert. So how do we go practically to trust, to put our body into trust? So here are a few tips that I have for you. Number one, think the pain. Think the tension. Say it out loud, touching your chest, put a hand in your heart, one in your tummy, and say, body, I see you. You've kept me safe. You kept me prepared. You've kept me alive. You don't need to keep bracing anymore. I've got us now. And take a deep breath. Really put your hand in your heart and in your tummy, because that helps to reset your nervous system, to bring that inner sense of safety. The second tip that I have for you guys is find your contract. Ask yourself, what did the betrayal teach me I had to be? I had to be silent. I had to be small. I had to be strong. I had to be perfect. I had to be pleasing. What did that betrayal taught you? And then you ask, what was holding on to this pain protected you from? Letting go, grieving, feeling like a fool, being vulnerable again. What is holding on to this pain protecting you from? Sometimes it could be even revenge from, look what you did. This is the proof that what you did damaged me, and I'm gonna hold into this to show you how much of a failure of a kid I am now. So be honest with yourself, and whatever comes up, that's your subconscious purging. That's a very good thing for you to bring up to your therapist, to work with your therapist if you have one, because this is deep stuff. So speak out loud the old survival rule that you have. If I forgive, I have to let go of the pain. I won't be seen. I'll feel like a fool. Whatever your truth is, right? If I forgive, I betray the part of me that was abandoned. If I forgive, I'll lose control. If I forgive, I might feel hurt again. And let that rule sting, like it's real, right? So after you find out what was the rule that was keeping you trapped into that state of unforgiveness, we're gonna regulate and release. So let your body lead now. You can do the box breathing. You can inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4 or 5, and then hold again. And do this, let your body melt. And then place your hand on your chest and your stomach and say, we are safe now. It's safe to trust again. Not them, but me. Not them, but me. So we're gonna do the butterfly tapping too. This is a really good method. You cross your arms over your chest, and you're gonna tap your shoulders back and forward like this, bilateral tapping, and you're gonna whisper, I forgive, not because they deserve it, not because that pain didn't matter, but because I deserve to be free, and I trust in my ability to fly if I have to. Now, ask yourself gently, because you're gonna step into the butterfly archetype. What would it feel like to no longer be the one who remembers the betrayal first, but the one who remembers the wings? You are not the pain that happened in the past. You are the one who survived it. But that identity that was formed through survival does not no longer fits outside of the cocoon into the butterfly. So now speak this out loud. Let it anchor in all of your cells. I am no longer available for pain as a proof. I choose softness as a strength. And I forgive not to erase my past, but to free myself from reliving it. Now stand tall and deep breath, shake it off. And let this declaration be spoken with your spine tall, because your body, open up your shoulders, strong, open your heart, tap your chest. I am the one who flies now. I trust my wings, not the branches. The betrayal does not define me. I am free now. Big smile. Maybe you have tears coming down. That's your nervous system unlocking the gate for you. And so, in order to really forgive, to change your patterns, life might throw tests on you. It's not that it's really throwing tests, but that's when you're in the verge of changing. The old reality, the old 3D might not have catch up with the new reality that you're trying to unlock for you. And so it might see if you truly forgave by something might pop up, and you see how that's gonna unfold for you. But remember that you have the choice to respond differently, because now you trust in your ability to fly away. You don't need to prove anymore, to hold on the pain to prove that it happened. Your body already knows. And now is the time to let it know something new, that you can trust yourself, that you can fly, that you were never meant to stay in a cage. If you like this video, please make sure you give a like, comment below if this was helpful, and make sure you subscribe. And if you really want to step into your most magnetic era, your rich, your loved, your abundant version, and learn how to quantum leap into your dream reality, click in the link on my bio or description below and join me in my community, Roy. Return to your original identity. Aloha. I'll see you guys.